Hey guys, it is me, the Emperor of Dune, and welcome back to another video, where today I will be reviewing God Emperor of Dune. So, God Emperor of Dune is the fourth Dune book that Frank Herbert wrote, so that means I am almost at the end of Frank Herbert's original series, but given the fact that there are about 27 plus, possibly, Dune books, I still have a long way to go before I even finish the Dune series. But, of course, since I've started, I'm making good time. Anyway, so I got Emperor of Dune. So, if you remember in the last video, I said that Children of Dune was the weirdest Dune book so far. Well, now that I've read God Emperor of Dune, Children isn't the weirdest Dune book anymore. Let me explain why. So, God Emperor of Dune, first of all, takes 3,500 years in the future. It takes place 3,500 years in the future. I think I said 1,500 years in my review for Children of Dune. That was my bad. I was talking about Heretics of Dune instead, but God Emperor of Dune is 3,500 years in the future. And so, of course, our main character is Leto, because if you remember at the end of Children of Dune, he becomes like a sandworm hybrid thing. And yeah, so in the 3,500 years, he's just been like living life as a sandworm human hybrid thing. He kind of looks like Jabba the Hutt, actually. So if you know Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars, then that's kind of accurate. The only thing really human about him anymore is his face and his arms. That's really about it. So anyway, he's been ruling Arrakis, which has changed, by the way, for the last 3,500 years. And Arrakis now, it is not a desert anymore. At least isn't mostly a desert anymore. Now it's like lush. It has forests. It has rivers. It has oceans. It has stuff like that. There is still a piece of desert called the Sarir, which is where Leto lives, and that's like a desert area. But for the most part, Arrakis is like more like Earth now. But he's not a big fan of that because he's a sandworm and they thrive in the sand and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. And now we have new characters called Siona. She's like the main character, and she's leading a rebellion against Leto because of course Leto's been ruling for the past thousands of years and not everybody likes it. So she's kind of coming up with a plan. And also, remember how I said that I didn't think Duncan Idaho was going to be back? Well, he came back. So what happens is that apparently for the time that Leto's been ruling, every time a Duncan dies or something, he just gets a new one right away. So yeah, there you go. So Duncan Idaho is back for literally no reason. But anyway, so meanwhile, this girl named Hui Nori, she's the ambassador from the Ixian tribe, and she's like meeting with Leto and stuff. But Leto can't help but fall in love with her, so he decides, hey, want to get married? And she's like, okay. So then, yeah, that's weird. And then when they're heading to their wedding, uh, like Siona and Duncan Idaho and some of the other people who are leading the rebellion, they shoot the bridge that Leto was on, and then everyone falls off the bridge and then dies. So like Kawi, she falls into the river and dies, and then Leto, he falls into the river and starts disintegrating, which is very scary, by the way. I do not want to disintegrate, like since he's of course a sandworm and they don't like water. He lands in the water and then like his warm body just starts disintegrating, like it's just like on fire and stuff, like it's terrifying stuff. And then like even his hands start to fall apart, one of his fingers falls off, which is really gnarly and really disgusting and it's horrifying. And yeah, so then he gets like washed up on a thing, and then because he tested Siona earlier, she like sees the golden path now, which is like what Leto believes in and stuff. But Siona's like, yeah, I still want to destroy Leto. So then Leto, gives some more insights into kind of like the golden path and his beliefs and stuff, and then he just kind of dies. So the warm parts of him disintegrates and explodes and stuff, but meanwhile the sand trout that was on his skin and stuff, it just kind of crawls away. Yeah. So anyway, Leto dies, and then that's the end of the book. Pretty weird, right? I still forgot to mention a lot of stuff, but believe me, it's still really weird, even without all that other stuff. So anyway, this book is sort of kind of written like an epilogatory novel, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a novel with like news clippings and news articles and like journal entries and stuff like that. It's kind of like telling events from other sources besides just the book itself. Like Carrie did that, or Dracula did that, you know, stuff like that. I can tell that it's written from the future because, yeah, all the epilogatory stuff, like there's people reading journal entries. There's this thing called the stolen journals, which are journals that Siona stole from Leto, and they're basically all of his thoughts about his rule and morality and godship and all that, and so people have been reading them for like years now or something. So it's definitely like an epilogatory novel. Meanwhile, the story's in present time, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of the whole book. It's an epilogatory, and it's really weird. But anyway, so how did I feel about it? Well, as always, I liked it, but I couldn't help but feeling that it was so weird. It's like, yeah, first of all, it's called God Emperor of Dune. That's just kind of a weird book, and also it's about that long, so about as long as Children of Dune, I guess. It's not incredibly long if you read stuff like that all the time. But anyway, yeah, it's a weird book. And if you want a message for this book, from my gatherings that I've been able to find, I can tell that it's really a lot about like kind of the stuff that the first three Dune books went over. It's about like godship and power and control and politics and stuff. It's like all about all that other stuff that the other Dune books already went over. Anyway, I liked the book. It's a really interesting book. It actually sets up Frank Herbert's next trilogy, which unfortunately he never completed. But yeah, so it is a really weird book, but I cannot recommend it enough. Like if you like weird stuff like me, I apparently like weird stuff. But if you like weird stuff, you are going to have a really fun time with this book. So I'd say if you want to read it, go ahead and read it. You got the go ahead from me. But anyway, yeah, that's about going to be the end of this video. I apologize for not really being able to recap the book in like extensive detail. I kind of woke up not too long ago, and the book is just really weird and stuff for me to handle. So yeah, but hey, look on the bright side. I didn't spoil everything for you. See, look at that. Now there's other stuff that you should read the book for. But anyway, yeah, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys liked the video, make sure to like it if you did so, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, I've been Ben from the Emerald Sword, and I will see you guys next time.